Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. So, the two techniques we have today for the Rokyu, or 6th Kyu level, green belt, are techniques that we really already know. And again, we haven't tested them yet, but we're going to put them into test, which requires not just doing the strike, the hand technique, but combining it with the directional movements and the various stances. So the first strike, which we already know, is Gedan shuto, low knife hand block. It's pretty much just grab and throw down. Now, we think of this all the time as, oh, I'm blocking here. Or sometimes, if you go to Goju Shiho, for example, some people look at that as, hey, I blocked something over here with this hand, and then I blocked something here, and then I kicked the guy that I blocked. But we know historically that kata are not designed to fight multiple opponents from multiple angles. During that gap between the Okinawans teaching themselves and then opening it up to the public, where it became more kata-based and less waza or technique-based, because remember, in the old days, they taught the technique, and then the kata were assembled around the technique, and there was a specific technique designed for each kata movement. The problem became that as karate evolved and began being taught to the masses, the focus was on kata, and a lot of the teachers who knew what the original intent of each move was passed away, and then we started looking at kata, oh, I turn and block this guy, and then I turn and block this guy, and that's not what it is at all, because karate comes out of that single combat, being individually attacked era. So the notion that I'm blocking here and kicking here and blocking here and turning here, no, it's all the same guy. I have the same person right here, and I'm either stepping to his side, or I'm addressing him front on, or I'm turning and getting to his back. And every kata angle we have essentially is should be derived, every waza we have should be derived from those angles. Again, we don't know what the specific techniques were because they're lost to history, but we do know historically that it was single combat. Also, in most cases, most kata started by a grab of some sort, because in being attacked, it wasn't we square up the box. If a guy squared up the box and punch at you this way, you just turn and go away. It's only when they get a hold of you and you can't escape that the real combat, the real self-defense is engaged. So if we think more in terms of being grabs, specifically a lot of times a wrist grab, where a guy grabs you and then he's going to come and punch, right? He grabs you by the hair and he's going to come and punch, grabs your lapel in the old, 20s gangsta, why are you a wise guy? Grabs your lapel, he's going to punch. So they typically are initiated from grabs. We've adapted them to deal with other attacks, as you've seen in bunkai that I've done in the past. But that said, when I'm doing the low knife hand block, look what happens. What does this look like? I got a guy behind me, and I'm grabbing him, and I'm throwing him down in front of me, here. But it can also be I'm blocking a kick, punch, knife stab, or some other such thing. It could be he grabbed me, and I escape the grab, and then come in striking to his kidney or some other thing. So we've already done this in Pinyan Nidan. As I said, we're going to do it later again in Goju Shiho and various other places. But the essence is low knife hand block. I want my wrist to end up about at the knot of the belt. Then I come to the other side and block. We add the stances, which we do in Pinyan Nidan. Cat stance, side to side, this way. We can go shikodachi, coming this way, which we also see a little bit in some other situation. I'm trying to think what kata we see a low in Shinto and Kushanku, so much later in kata. Low knife hand block. Same as the regular knife hand block, it's just this hand comes down over the knee, this hand comes down on the belt. I'm not hitting myself in the solar plexus here, I'm not hitting myself in the groin, hopefully. What kind of masochist does that? But we're coming across, so my fingers, my hand is aligned straight up, about one fist over the top of my knee. I'm talking about the formal performance in cat stances in various angles. So we've already done the low knife hand block. We're just applying it now directionally and as a throw for its applications, as well as a block. And we've seen in, if you go way back to my yellow belt, orange belt, to the 9th Kyu testing, where I show it as a defense against a knife. I block the knife with possibly a kick, then come in and lift the knife, break the arm and hit. So we can see other striking or atemi applications of the throwing motion of the knife hand block. Second one, which we've also already done, is the Riken. Now, Riken and Uraken are essentially the exact same word. I divide them, and in most Japanese texts, they divide them as well. We're hitting with the backside of the fist. The Uraken is striking horizontally more often than not. The Riken, again, which is the same thing, could also be written Uraken, comes downward, hitting with the back of the fist this way. And you can see that sometimes you'll see it a lot in Shaolin Kung Fu, where they step in and strike downward this way. We prep it in Yoi when we're learning the basic by bringing our hand up as if we had done a high block, but open hand or closed, and then the elbow, triceps, chest, and lats, pull my elbow down and striking with the back of the fist. Striking. I can prep by pressing the guy forward, which we do in Pinyan Yondan. We can step forward, bringing the hand up and around overhead, as we do in Seisan. We can strike it straight forward here, which is one version of what we see in some versions of Naihanchi, as opposed to ours, where we basically just make it a short punch. There are some in Seidokan, notably, they pull back and strike here, as opposed to just one and striking. So, Riken, downward back fist. And again, with all of these, we can work striking with movement. We can work on the iron palm bag with back fist as well. Or on, if you want to be Morio Higana and wreck the back of your hands a lot, you can do it on a stone or a brick or other things to toughen up hitting. Because if I'm hitting here, a lot of times I'm going to catch face and I might catch skull. So it's not a bad idea to harden up a little bit your ability to take that pain. Okay, Riken, downward back fist in directions, in kata, a variety of ways, training, and Gedan, shuto, low knife hand block. Those are our 2 strikes for today, moving us toward Rokyu, 6th Kyu green belt. If you have any questions about the strikes, their application, how to train them, any of those kind of things, please comment, ask questions below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, tell a joke. I appreciate the comments that I do get every now and then, so feel free to do that. I share these YouTube videos on my Facebook page, so you can comment there or on the YouTube channel, either way. Thank you for joining. Hopefully that was instructive and useful, and until next week, as always, keep practicing.